Xanthan, a natural supplement discussed time and again among those in the eye care community as a powerful solution for fatigue due to eye strain and blue light exposure. Natural astaxanthin, the key ingredient in Fortify Focus, works at the mitochondrial level to support improved muscle endurance and recovery, helping to refresh your tired eye. Hope you enjoy all that you see. Search Fortify Focus today. Fortify.com. That's FORTIFEYE.com. Or call 866-503-9746. 866.
Hey, I'm Dr. Michael Lange. We want to age as gracefully as possible, don't we? So is there enough evidence out there that proves that certain specific nutrients, ingredients, or supplements can enhance, our skin, our joints, our hair, our nails? And there's a lot of great science that's come out recently with marine collagen tripeptides, riceramides, hyaluronic acid, and there's a new supplement called Dermaval. Well, we've taken all four of those and we've combined it in a supplement called Rejuvenate. 3 delicious flavors, chocolate, cherry vanilla, pink lemonade, and then we have it unflavored for those of you that want to just put it in your coffee in the morning. It's worth a try. I endorse it, obviously, 100%. If you don't like it, we'll give you money back. It's as simple as that. So check it out at Fortify.com.
Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 10 seconds.
When it comes to your health, are you seeing the check engine light come on more than normal? It's time to get under the hood. It's time for Ask the Doctor with Dr. Michael Lange. Sponsored by Lange Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins. Dr. Lange is a board-certified optometric physician and certified nutrition specialist, helping people see and feel better through proper nutrition for 25 years. The doctor is in. Call now with your questions at 813-282-8283. That's 813-282-8283. Here's your host, Dr. Michael Lange.
Good morning and welcome to Ask the Doctor. I should say welcome to Ask the Doctors this morning. It's myself, Dr. Michael Lange, and my co-host, Dr. Summerton, for each and every Saturday morning live. Answer any and all questions you may have regarding your vision, eye care, or a nutritionally related topic. Remember, we're not only board-certified optometric physicians, we're also certified nutritional specialists. So it's eye care with a nutritional twist. I've been hosting Ask the Doctor since April of 1993. And currently, at least on the internet, it says that Ask the Doctor is the longest running syndicated live medical talk show in the country. We've been doing it for over 33 years. I do know there are some medical talk shows a little bit longer, but they're taped and they're not live. So we hold the throne on live medical talk shows. And it's been a big success thanks to you, the listeners, the viewers, the consumers, my patients, making it such a successful show. And if you're Not happy with your eye care, you can come see Dr. Susan Summerton or myself or Dr. Caputi at the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages, Florida. And so that's just a hop, skip, and a jump from wherever you are in the state of Florida. And then you can learn more about the nutritional supplements that we develop and we talk about in this supplement on this show at fortify.com. So that is Fortifeye, fortify.com. We are live video streaming all over the world, and we're coast to coast on the Ask the Doctor network via a multitude of radio stations. So it is actually good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, just depending on what part of the globe you're listening and watching. And I'm going to take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Susan Summerton to the show. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Lang, and good morning to all our listeners out there. We're looking forward to another great show as we approach the end of the year and welcome your calls and your questions. And it's that time of year we start thinking about gifts to buy people and our goals and New Year's resolutions for the new year. And so we know health is always a big part of that for pretty much everyone out there. And we want to help you achieve it in your eye health and your nutritional health.
Absolutely. So we have a big show planned today. So the phone lines are open. Remember, this is really a toll-free number, although it doesn't look like a toll-free number. As long as you're using your cell phone, you can call it 813-282-8283. That is 813-282-8283. And we always talk a lot about vitamin and nutritional supplements for men, it seems like. And last week we were talking about how we can help testosterone and prostate health. But we're going to add a little bit of a female flair today. And we're going to talk briefly about a quick little study on vitamin C. So all of you women out there, listen up. So a lot of women have stress, believe it or not. And I am going to let Dr. Summerton expand since she is female and she's the doctor extraordinaire. Vitamin C can help women that are under a little bit of stress. Isn't that true? The latest science is suggesting that.
It is, and we are specifically talking about women because the study was on women, but I imagine it will also help men too. So we don't want you to turn down your radio. But something simple, we always talk about vitamin C for the immune system, but we haven't really focused on many other benefits you can do. And this one was related to chronic stress. Basically, when you're under a lot of stress, you release a lot of cortisol, which can be inflammatory to you. And so they actually found that the study, just 500 to 1,000 milligrams per day, can actually lower that response of that cortisol, lowering inflammation, which if you lower inflammation, you lower risk for a lot of other diseases, including dry eye as well. So they found that it lowers that cortisol level when you take the vitamin C. And I know this time of year, we all tend to be under a little bit more stress trying to get things done. And plus, it's that kind of flu season. So it's a great time of year to add that vitamin C into your diet.
Absolutely. So vitamin C for anybody and everybody, but especially with the latest studies in females, your cortisol levels can be up, your DHEA levels can be up, and simply taking ascorbic acid may bring these hormones down. Remember, chronic stress can be a killer. So consider vitamin C. Uh, Fortify has one of the only time-released vitamin C that has clinical studies proving it's an 8-hour time release. So it has microbeadlets. We're the only ones using this new form of vitamin C called with microbeadlets. So if you want a really good vitamin C that you take and it lasts 8 hours, I would recommend going to fortify.com. Look at the next gen vitamin C that's on the website, and I think you'll be very pleased. I have been testing it with lots of patients. Lots of my patients travel all over the world. And what they do is they take it every 8 hours while they're traveling on the plane. A lot of you flying over to Europe, you're on that plane for 24 hours, going to Australia and Japan and places like that. So every 8 hours, you got 24 hours of coverage. And there are studies that indicate this will boost your immune system. And a lot of these patients are coming back and telling me, Dr. Lange, usually after we fly for 24 hours, 3-4 days later, we get a little sick with the bug. We get a virus, we get the sniffles, or we get sore throat, something like that. And they're finding that they're not getting sick anymore. So it's worth a try. There is definitely plenty of evidence that vitamin C is good for almost all aspects of our health. And most of us truly aren't getting enough vitamin C unless you're eating a lot of fruit, which most of us do not. So consider that. All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctors. I'm Dr. Michael Lange and Dr. Summerton, and we're getting ready to go to the next call. Are we going to take a call now? Yeah, let's go. I think it's Steve. You've been waiting patiently. Steve, good morning. Thanks for holding.
Good morning. I hope you can hear me because the phone's all screwed up. Anyway, I think it's time that there's a graduation that occurs on this program, and I think that it's time for Dr. Summerton to go solo.
We're having a little bit of technical difficulty, so maybe I'll sing the Star Spangled Banner. But anyway, maybe I won. So you're listening to Ask the Doctor. I think we're getting ready to take a break, and we're going to go to some of our advertisements. We'll be right back, so stay tuned.
There's nothing more frustrating and irritating than chronic dry eye. It never stops. The itching, the scratching feeling, the fatigue and weariness. If you're suffering from chronic dry eye, go to Fortify.com and join thousands who've discovered Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy, a combination of Fortify Super Omega, Fortify Focus, and Fortify Blackcurrant Oil GLA. Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy works to address oxidation and inflammation in the eye and the entire body. This combination, once only available to patients in the doctor's office, has now become available to you. And already, countless numbers of listeners have found relief with Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy. If you or someone you care about struggles with dry, itchy, exhausted eyes, order Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy today at Fortify.com. That's FORTIFEYE.com. Or call 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746 and at Fortify.com.
While others are hitting happy hour, you're hitting the gym. While they're hoisting mugs, you're lifting kettlebells. You owe it to yourself to get the most out of your fitness regimen before and after your workout with Fortify Fit. Fortify Fit's Power Pack formula is designed to enhance muscle synthesis, strength, and endurance. All evidence-based nutrients in this proprietary formula are well documented and backed in good clinical studies. Take it before and after your workout. Fortify Fit is also hailed for what it doesn't contain. No dyes, artificial flavors, or carrageenan. With Fortify Fit, you get all you need to get the most out of your workout without needless additives and sketchy sweeteners. Order Fortify Fit today at Fortify.com. That's FORTIFEYE.com or call 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. 866-503-9746 and at Fortify.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to Ask the Doctors, and we're back in the saddle here in Salem Media, beautiful downtown Tampa Bay. If you've got a question, you can give us a call at 813-282-8283. It's Dr. Susan Summerton and myself, Dr. Michael Lange from the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages, Florida, and Fortify Vitamins. I'm going to give you the phone number for both Lange Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins. Get a pen, a pencil, a lipstick, whatever, write it down. The phone number for Lange Eye Institute is 352-753-4014. That is 352-753-4014. And the phone number for Fortify Vitamins is 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. Now remember, I told everybody I was going to be at the Fortify Nutrition Center on December 13th. Today is December 13th, so I am not a liar. I will be there, good Lord willing, from 1 to 3. All right. So all of you that come out and visit with me at the Fortified Nutrition Center in Clearwater, that's right on McMullen Booth Road and the Bayside Bridge Plaza, right next door to Publix. You can't miss it. It says Fortified Nutrition. I will be there 1 to 3. So come on out and pick my brain about nutrition. All right. I think we fixed most of the technical difficulty. Hopefully, Dr. Summerton is still there. And we're going to go to Steve in Clearwater. All right, Steve, good morning. Welcome back to the program.
Yes, I think with the new year coming up that we ought to have a graduation day and that Dr. Summerton should take the official act of doing a solo program on her own without you holding her hand. And I think it's time that that occurs. What do you think?
Well, I think that I could take a break and maybe go to the islands or something and just relax.
Yes, this is what I'm thinking, and I think she should. And one thing I'd like her to do is sometimes, I'd like her to explain what her qualifications are and what she's certified and she's a diplomat of an organization. I forgot what it is. So I think today we ought to celebrate her graduation from a 4-star general to a 5-star general.
And Dr. Summerton, why don't you tell them about your credentials? You got more than just about anybody.
Thank you, Steve, but I am a big supporter of teamwork. I think we make a great team. But thank you. I am a certified nutrition specialist like Dr. Lange too. I'm a diplomat in the American Clinical Board of Nutrition. And then I'm a fellow in the Ocular Wellness and Nutrition Society. And a lot of it is just I've always had a personal passion in nutrition, kind of from my upbringing from my mother. She actually taught nutrition in school, and it's always been a part of my life. And we unfortunately, don't learn a lot about that when we go to medical school or optometry school. They I think I'm back. I saw that I was muted for a second there. Can you hear me? Sorry about that.
Yep, you're loud and clear now. Back.
Hello?
All right.
I can hear you, Steve. Can you
I'm
hear
going to have to
Steve?
start talking a little bit. Hang on there, Susan. Hang on there, Steve. Today is a little bit of technical difficulty. We're going to take another phone call or not. We're going to figure this out here in just a second. Live radio, it's always exciting. So I am going to talk a little bit over the callers right now regarding another study. But before we do that, yes, Dr. Summerton was a professor in nutrition, and she's a diplomat and a fellow. And I think it's a great idea for having her own show one day or doing it when I'm on a little vacation. But we like talking back and forth. So it's a lot of fun. Live radio can be a little crazy sometimes, as we're seeing today. But let's talk a little bit about something else. There's another new study. It's an overview of the national and international results from omega-3 ingestion studies. So it looks at all the different countries to see how much omega-3 they're actually consuming. And we've found out over the years that low dietary intake of omega-3, so if you're not eating a lot of seafood or if you're not taking a supplemental omega-3, is definitely associated with suboptimal health. Most countries, most populations fall very low on the healthy consumption of omega-3, and therefore their population is probably suboptimal health because of this. So there's a real need globally for sustainable alternatives for omega-3, like maybe bio-enriched foods that have omega-3 in it, or omega-3 supplements. What a concept. 76% of the global population isn't getting enough omega-3 in their diet. 76% of the global population. And we've been preaching omega-3 for years. And Dr. Summerton, as you well know, and we preach this to our patients and on this talk show, all omega-3 is not created equal, is it?
It isn't. And it is, by definition, omega-3 is an essential fatty acids. So when we look at the entire world and how deficient people are, this is something that we do need to take seriously. It comes from mostly seafood in your diet. It comes from grass-fed beef, and I think that's probably a big part of the issue. Most of our meats are now corn-fed, and so they're not containing the omega-3s. They have more of the omega-6 than they used to. So it makes sense that the entire world is kind of becoming deficient of it because of what we've done to our food sources. But we're cognizant of that. So we have to be aware that we're probably not going to get it all from our diet. So that's where the supplement comes into play. But you have to be careful about quality because there is a lot on the market. It can be overwhelming of what you choose. But basically, you just need to choose a triglyceride form fish oil because the way it's processed in the factory and in the lab affects how you process it. And we need it in the natural form, triglycerides, so that you can absorb it and get the benefits of what you're paying for. And we also want to make sure you're not getting that fishy burp that people complain about. If you've had that in the past, it's more than likely because you had the wrong form, what we call the ethyl ester form that does have ethanol in it, which we know from studies that's not able to raise what we call your omega-3 index to prove that you're actually absorbing it. So you need that triglyceride form, the natural form that's found in fish.
Probably getting a little feedback. So I'm going to do a lot of talking until they give me the thumbs up that it's totally fixed, and it might be now. So basically, Dr. Summerton was talking about how there are different forms of omega-3, re-esterified triglyceride form versus triglyceride form versus the ethyl ester form. And most omega-3 that you buy over the counter is the ethyl ester form. That means it has ethanol attached to the backbone. It's a very inexpensive way to make omega-3. Remember, Fortify Super Omega and Fortify Super Omega 3 Max is all made in Norway, in Oslo, Norway, at some of the best omega 3 development centers in the world. And when you look at our COA, there is no heavy metals or any impurities at all. So there's only a few, I can count 3 or 4 maybe good omega 3s on the market, and they have to say TG form or RTG form on them, and then you're in good shape. So certainly I'm a little bit biased. Go to fortify.com, look at Fortify Super Omega or Fortify Super Omega 3 Max. If you have hypertriglyceridemia, if you have a lot of inflammation, arthritis, severe dry eyes, you're over 200 pounds, go with the Fortify Super Omega 3 Max. It's 50% more potent than Super Omega, but most people will do fine with just Fortify Super Omega. Also, there's a great website that has the latest science and the latest studies on omega-3, and it's called healthbenefitsofomega3.com. That's healthbenefitsofomega3.com. Also, we try to share with all of you benefits from consuming food, consumer vitamins, but also even cooking. And we're finding out that uh, a lot of us overcook food. All right. We fry the heck out of it. We grill the heck out of it. We put it in the oven until smoke's coming out. All right. We boil it until it's just limp and the water's colored from green or red from wherever it is. We overcook our food. And so the latest studies show that the best way to prepare food, especially vegetables, is to steam it, all right? To gently steam it, especially broccoli. So don't you can boil it gently for just a couple of minutes. You can saute it for a couple of minutes, but steaming is definitely the best way. Steaming does not denature and doesn't destroy the vital proteins in the food and the vital ingredients, the vitamins. So steaming retains 90% of the nutritional value of vegetables. Poaching is halfway decent. Like I said, gently sauteing it, and just flash boiling is not bad. So if you got some vegetables and you're not sure if they've been contaminated with parasites, You can boil some water and then just throw the vegetables in there for about a minute. That's enough to wilt it a little bit and to kill everything that potentially is harmful on that. All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctor. I'm Dr. Michael Lange here with Dr. Susan Summerton. If you got a question, give us a call at 813-282-8283. That's 813-282-8283. And I think Andy in Fort Myers is on hold, so let's go to Andy. Nope. Maybe not Andy. All right, we're not gonna go to Andy. So, Andy, you're gonna have to hold until we figure out what we have going on here. So we're gonna talk a little bit more about lutein, all right? There's an interesting study right now about lutein, and it shows the potential as a nutritional strategy for actually helping myopia management, right? Lutein is in dark green leafy vegetables, baby leaf organic kale, regular kale, spinach, very high in lutein. Pistachios are high in lutein. And choroidal thinning, this is a big word to most of you out there, but that's a part of the eye, a layer of the eye that can thin, and that's associated with progressive myopia. So choroidal thinning is associated with progressive myopia, and studies show that children who supplement with at least 8 milligrams of lutein daily show significant slowing of this choroidal thinning and then thus less myopia. So, wow. Eat more dark green leafy vegetables. Have your kids eat more dark green leafy vegetables. If they're not, then consider taking a supplement that has lutein in it. All right. Fortify Focus is got 10 milligrams of lutein in it. So there's studies out there that show you can take 10 milligrams of lutein, totally safe. 2 milligrams of zeaxanthin. That's exactly what's in the Fortify Focus, and it's safe for kids. So that's something to think about. Eating more dark green leafy vegetables or consuming lutein, at least 8 milligrams of lutein a day, to slow down the potential myopic changes. That means the progressive nearsightedness that's going on in your eyes. So that's something to consider. You can check it out at fortify.com. That's FORTIFEYE, fortify.com, and go to the section Focus. Remember, Focus as lutein, zeaxanthin, and astaxanthin. And we're going to attempt maybe to go to the phones now. Let's see if we can retrieve a caller. And then we're going to even try to attempt to talk to Dr. Summerton again. Let's go to Andy in Fort Myers.
Hello, Dr. Lange.
Morning.
Hello, Dr. Lange.
Good morning.
I'm glad you can hear me now.
I can. Very good.
Okay, great. I want good to talk to you again. I haven't spoken to you in a while. I wanted to get your opinion on something. Have you heard of a product? I don't know if it's legit or a scam. I watched an infomercial that popped up on my phone. I normally just click these things off, but this is a vision product, and I decided to listen to it. It's one of those long-winded infomercials, 45 minutes, and it said FDA approved, and it had these celebrities. But I know there's all kinds of scams out there that could use artificial intelligence. Have you heard of this product called Visium Max?
Yeah, I've seen that, and I agree. It's one of those formulas where you got to watch it for a long time. The website's 10 miles long, and it's hard to find the ingredient profile on these. You know, I would have to go to the ingredient profile to see what is in that. I mean, it could be a legitimate supplement. It could be. I can't say anything negative about it unless I know about it for sure. But if you could find the ingredient profile and email it to me.
Well, I could tell you. I did.
Okay.
I could tell you. It had all good ingredients. That's why I kept watching it. I did try to find their website, and a couple of people said they're a scam. They might be from Brazil. The ingredients are really good. It's 20 drops under the tongue. It's omega-3, lutein, NAD+, zeaxanthin, CoQ10. And, you know, it had all good ingredients. And it says, 20 drops under the tongue. It's an extract. It requires 1 to 6 months. But I'm really hesitant because I couldn't find their website.
Right. I would probably contact the company, ask country of origin of all the ingredients, where it's manufactured. It's manufactured in the United States in an FDA-approved facility. yeah, you're going to be pretty good. But if it's manufactured someplace else, I would want to see country of origin for all the nutrients first. So you could call the company and do a little due diligence and find out for sure. But yeah, there are definitely a lot of scams out there, and you got to be very careful these days.
Yeah, well, I couldn't get their website or phone number, so that's why I didn't buy it.
Yeah, I would be very apprehensive if you can't get a website and you can't call anybody. I would probably stay away.
Yeah, it's on Amazon, and that's the only place. And I never heard of a company that was on Amazon. I couldn't find the company either.
Yeah, it's probably if you have any doubts, it's best to stay away. I mean, you can
Yeah,
stick with lots of good companies out there that are fully transparent, like Fortify Vitamins.
yeah. I've been only using your product for the last 20 years. So, and your products are fantastic.
Well, thanks. I appreciate the positive input there, Andy.
Yeah. Do you have time for the quick one?
Sure.
Okay. I've been using those wipes, the tea tree wipes.
Mhm.
I've been using them for once a day for I'd say at least a year now, and they help with the blepharitis. Is it okay to use them once a day for a long time?
Absolutely. You can use it once a day indefinitely. The best time to do it would be at bedtime. That cleans away all the debris that accumulates on your lashes throughout the day. So just gently scrub your lids before you go to bed. And you can leave it on when you go to bed. That helps kill potential mites like Demodex mites and bacteria and viruses. So right before you go to bed is the best. And if you have a lot of flaky, itchy, scaly eyelashes, crusty eyelashes, obviously get into your local optometric physician, optometrist, ophthalmologist, because we got to make sure you do not have a mite called Demodex. And then you might need a little more aggressive treatment and some special prescription drops that can kill these little mites, the little critters that hang out on your eyelashes.
Right, right, right. Okay, Dr. Lang, you're the best. Thanks for taking my call.
All right. Thanks, Andy. All right. We're going to see if Dr. Summerton is still available for
I am
consultation.
still here. Can
Dr.
you can you
Dr.
hear
Summerton, are
me?
you there?
I am. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but we might be getting some feedback. Um, so if you could call in, maybe that would be great, Dr. Summerton, and then we'll get off of the internet that you're on. And if you call in, I'll give you the phone number. You probably already have it. 813-282-8283. Dr. Summerton is going to call in on a different line at 813-282-8283. And then we'll be able to rock and roll. All right. That's what we're going to do. And I'm going to take over the show. So we're going to talk a little bit about the Fortify website, fortify.com. Is fully transparent. Go to fortify.com if you want to order anything at all regarding your nutritional needs. It's pretty easy to navigate through. And you'll notice there's a promo code at the top of the website. And that promo code is for the vegan salted caramel protein. You got to try this. It's amazing. If you're a vegan or halfway vegan, you're not eating a lot of animal products, you may not be getting the full amount of protein necessary. So I want you to consider buying that. If you buy one vegan protein, you can put that code in. It's at the top of the page on every website page, and you get 50% off the salted caramel mocha. So that's something to think about. Um, it is delicious. It has the caffeine of only 1/2 cup of coffee. So it tastes good, gives you a little bit of energy, but also we've added something called Velocitol to the salted caramel mocha vegan protein. We've added Velocitol to all of the vegan proteins. And this is one of the only vegan proteins that is sourced, the proteins are sourced from Canada and the United States, not from China. So remember, recently Consumer Labs or Consumer Reports did a study and showed that a lot of the vegan proteins were contaminated with heavy metals and some pretty prominent names. And all of those were coming out of the Asian continent. So if you're a vegan, try our vegan super protein. You can't go wrong. All right, we're going to open up the phone lines now. I think everything is working. Hallelujah. Give us a call at 813-282-8283. Once again, that's 813-282-8283. And I want to ask Dr. Summerton if she does steam her food very often, or does she cook it a different way?
I do actually steam my food very often because I actually don't microwave any of my food. I don't have a microwave in my house. I'm not a big fan of microwaves. And what I use is kind of a little toaster oven that has a steamer factor into it. So if I ever reheat my food, I do steam it. I actually feel it tastes better. But my concern is what that study you mentioned earlier is what happens to the nutrients. We spend a lot of money on quality, healthy food, but I want to maintain those nutrients when I cook it. And so the steaming from the study that we discussed before preserves especially those water soluble nutrients that get lost in overcooking or too much heat or boiling. And then I have another little steamer that I can do steam my vegetables, like you mentioned, broccoli, and it just makes it kind of perfectly tasty, the right amount of crunch and not overcooked. And so it's a pretty simple way to make sure you get those vegetables staying healthy with especially those water soluble nutrients. And a good little tip, if you do boil, like a lot of people still like boiling, a lot of those nutrients have gone into the water. So then you can save that water to add into your soup or something else where at least you are still getting those nutrients and not just throwing them down the drain.
I'm going to try that. One of my favorite meals is at the Lange Survival Diet compliant meal, and it's also a ketogenic compliant meal, is I to take, grass-fed organic beef, or better yet, grass-fed bison, and I saute it usually in olive oil or even in butter and saute it then. And then I usually at the end of it, I'll chop up some cabbage and some broccoli and onions and garlic and Brussels sprouts, and then I'll saute it in there and put a top on it. But you know what I'm gonna do now? And that's gently sautéing it, so that's probably pretty safe. But it's gonna be a little bit more of a problem, but it's gonna be a little healthier. I'll sauté the beef the way I've been doing it, and I'll have another pot that I'm gonna steam the broccoli, the cauliflower, the onions, the garlic, and the cabbage, steam it, and then mix it into the ground beef. Man, I am really gonna be healthy, healthy, healthy. Alright.
It sounds delicious.
So it's cooking with Dr. Lang and Dr. Summerton. If you guys have any questions regarding recipes, give us a call. Any question regarding your vision, eye care, or nutritionally related topic, phone lines are open, and we have fixed the dilemma here at the studio. It's all working. So now you can call 813-282-8283. That is 813-282-8283. We all want to live a long life as long as we're healthy. We want to live forever, right? And the whole key is if we're healthy. So once again, we like to share on this program ways to live longer and to be healthier. So there's a recent giant study, a giant meta-analysis of resistance training and mortality risk. So listen up, everybody, men and women. So if you do some resistance training. Now, walking is good, biking is great, so cardiovascular is good, but you got to do some sort of resistant training, whether it's weightlifting or band or calisthenics. You got to do resistant training. And the studies indicate all causes of mortality are decreased by 15%. Cardiovascular disease mortality is decreased by 19%. Cancer mortality by 14%. And it has a maximum risk reduction of 27% with just 60 minutes. Now, you get ready for this. You're thinking I'm going to say 60 minutes per day, right? Which most of you should be doing. But it's 60 minutes per week of resistance training. Now, who can't do 60 minutes per week? If my math is correct, that's 10 minutes a day, 6 days in a row. So that's pretty amazing science about resistance training, don't you think, Dr. Summerton?
It is because that's part of our goal, right? We want to stay healthy and live longer, but while we're living longer, we want to make sure we have that good quality of life. And so they've proven that building that muscle with resistance training does help us live longer because we know that it improves the muscle strength, but it also helps bone density. It helps your metabolism.
it helps our cardiovascular health. And so they actually studied it independent of like aerobic exercise. So a lot of studies in the past have done both, but this was just based all on weight training, that resistance training, and it had such a positive effect. And like you said, in just, maybe 2 30-minute sessions a week, and it made such a significant difference.
It's amazing. So everybody get a gym membership. Go pump iron. Do it. 10 minutes a day, 6 days a week, or 2 30-minute sessions. Now, of course, I think you should do it a little bit more, but the studies show a maximum risk reduction of 27%. Then we're getting ready to go to the next caller. So Jennifer, hold on just a second. There's a double whammy here. So if you want to even live longer and healthier, you add some fruits and vegetables. Now, 2 to 5 servings of fruits and vegetables does decrease the chance of disease, but the kicker is 10 servings of fruits and vegetables. If you add 10 servings of fruits and vegetables, there's 28% less chance of developing heart disease, 33% less chance of a stroke, and 31% decreased risk of premature death. So there you have it. Add a little exercise, a little weight-bearing exercise, and 10 servings of fruits and vegetables, and pound the protein, and you'll live forever. All right, we're going back to the phones. Let's go to Jennifer in Ocala. Good morning, and thanks for holding, Jennifer.
Well, hey there, Dr. Lange and Dr. Summerton. Love your show. How y'all doing?
We are fantastic.
I love it.
Good
I
morning.
love it. Good morning. Hey, I've got to tell you, really awesome. So, Dr. Lange, I've been using your products for probably, Dr. Lange, 7, 8 years, I think. And I'm 64 years old, very busy life. I'm a high power marketing executive, and I strength train with the big boys 5 days a week, and I have forever. And I started Rejuvenate when Dr. Lange launched it. And then I just got crazy and didn't get any more. And then I started it back about 3 months ago, and I'm religious about it, y'all. I do a heaping spin my coffee every morning. And like within the past 3 weeks, kid you not, I've had almost somebody looks at me and goes, "Did you just go get a facial?" It has put a glow on my skin. I mean, it has just, and my hair, everything. It has took a couple of months, but then all of a sudden, boom. And, I know that what you eat, and I truly believe that what you eat and what you put in your body is going to show. I don't believe in topical stuff and everything. So I do know that this is what's made the difference, because I haven't changed anything else.
Right. So it's interesting you bring that up. Out of all of our supplements, probably Rejuvenate and Fit Pro, and now our new creatine, but Fortify Fit Pro and Fortify Rejuvenate are some that people really notice a difference after 2 to 3 months of being on it. I notice a significant difference. We have lots of different vitamins, but, you take vitamin C, you take probiotics, you take enzymes, you take regular protein. It's all good for you, but you don't notice a significant difference. But Rejuvenate was developed for the hair, skin, and nails, and we put the latest advancements in nutritional evidence-based science to help minimize fine lines and wrinkles in the body, not just the face, to rebuild collagen and elastin, to help with crepey skin, help with joint health, and that Rejuvenate. And it's literally gone viral. I mean, we can't manufacture it fast enough. I know some of the flavors, we probably have a back order very soon. We still have plenty of chocolate. We still have plenty of unflavored, but the pink lemonade and the cherry vanilla, we're probably going to back order soon. But I have been assured by my contract manufacturer the first or second week of January, we're going to have a full allotment of Rejuvenate in again. We're trying to keep up with the demand. But it's patients like you and customers like you and listeners like you that are in tune with their health, in tune with their body, that really notice the difference. A lot of people won't notice the difference because, they're eating, Haagen-Dazs ice cream every other minute and going to the fast food restaurant for breakfast, lunch, and supper, and they won't notice a big difference. But if you're in tune with your health, you will notice a significant difference relatively quickly. So I appreciate that testimonial. I take it. Dr. Summerton takes it. Literally thousands of people are taking the Fortify Rejuvenate, and it's making a big difference. And we have it priced where it is very affordable because just the Dermaval that's in it, that's 9 superfoods developed to actually enhance skin, hair, nails, collagen, and elastin. Just the Dermaval by itself is $40 on many of the internet sites. So it is very cost effective.
Well, and another thing, when you take that and you put your whey protein, see, I use the whey isolate, the unflavored. I really like that. So I love the vanilla cherry one, the Rejuvenate. That's my favorite one. And by the way, when I went last week to buy some, they only had one. I'm telling you, I was lucky. So I was going to go by today and buy some more just to go ahead and just keep it in stock because I don't know, I might be doing 2 quick. I go through it pretty quickly, but it's a game changer. It really is. And you're totally right, City and the crepiness, because anybody that's our age and being a woman and being in the sun and being outside, the things that we did when we were younger, they surely come and bite us in the you know what when we get older. And you have to be a preventative. You have to be mindful. So, I'm telling you, it does make a difference. Protein, I mean, Dr. Lange, you're the one that told me, Jennifer, have a shake before you go to sleep and let your muscles synthesize, let them grow, let them recover, let them do what you're doing in the gym. Cause I'm lifting pretty heavy these days. And, oh my gosh, what a difference in the muscles. I mean, it's like the shapes and the definition and the cuts have just popped. And I love it. Thank you.
Well, we appreciate your feedback. The positive input is always, very impactful for us, and listeners appreciate it as well. And that was not a canned commercial. She's not a paid advertisement.
I am not. Well, no, I'm not. Hey, listen, Dr. Summerton, what about air fryers? You didn't say anything about air fryers.
Yeah, we didn't have the air fryer in the study that we're talking about, but it is basically the gist of quicker cooking and lower heat that retains the nutrients. But air fryers, they do tend to cook it faster. So it definitely has its benefits. And also the benefits air fryer, you're not using any of those nasty seed oils. Instead of frying it, you're using a healthier just heat at a fast rate. So I'm really supportive of the air fryers.
Me too. I don't even use my oven. I mean, I use my air fryer for everything. And when I do my vegetables, literally like 4 minutes on 380. And crispy and warm, and it's just perfect.
Awesome.
I agree.
Okay, guys. Well, listen, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And I'm going to run over to Fortify today with my beautiful black Labrador Magnolia. And then she's going to go over to the Petco and get her picture taken with Santa Paws.
Awesome. Santa Paws. You have a good one. Thanks for the call. All right. Bye, Jennifer.
Okay, talk to you later. Bye.
All right. We got some great customers and great friends out there and great patients. Remember, if you're not happy with the eye care that you're getting, come see Dr. Susan Summerton or myself, Dr. Michael Lange, or Dr. Lori Caputi at the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages, Florida. You can learn more if you go to langeyecare.com or drmichaellange.com. So either langeyecare.com or drmichaellange.com. Also, there's a lot of articles that we've written that are on both those websites. Just go to the blog section. And you can go to fortify.com. That's FORTIFEYE, fortify.com. And then if you go to the top of the page, you can click on one of the buttons and it'll take you to our article section. And also there's a section I wrote that talks about the diet that I really push and Dr. Summerton and I push, and the supplements that we talk about, the foods to eat, the foods not to eat, and the foods not to combine together. And it's called the Lange Wellness and Longevity Plan. So you can click that at the top of fortify.com. Lange Wellness and Longevity Plan is kind of a summary of anything and everything you can do to be healthier. It talks about working out. It talks about hydration. It talks about sleep, all of that. So I want to briefly mention, she talked about the Rejuvenate and adding the grass-fed whey protein. I think adding any of the proteins, the super protein, the grass-fed whey protein, the vegan protein to the Rejuvenate acts as a complete meal then. But also, we've got the new CreaPure creatine, MyHMB, and vitamin D supplement. And there's a synergy when you combine CreaPure creatine, that's German creatine, with MyHMB and vitamin D. There's a synergy where this works very well at increasing muscle strength, muscle size, power, cognitive abilities, endurance. And so that's kind of a triple whammy when you add the protein, the Rejuvenate, and the CreaPure H&B vitamin D all in one shake. Shake it up in water, drink it down. Not only is it a complete meal, but it's a muscle building, anti-aging concoction. I like to think about it. And, both Dr. Summerton and I have both been taking these supplements. And look, I'm 64 now, and I'm as strong as I was when I was 24 in the gym. And Dr. Summerton hits the gym frequently, and your strength is improving as well, isn't it?
It is. And it is based on not just what you're doing at the gym, it's based on the fuel that you're putting in your body around going to the gym. So just like you can't out supplement a bad diet, you also can't out exercise a bad diet. It's combination of the whole lifestyle change. And we know it does take effort, but little bit of change does make a lot of difference. So just adding the good foods in so that you take out a little bit of the bad food, make that part of your New Year's resolution to just do it in those little baby steps towards this just better health at any age, no matter when you start. And do keep in mind, like, we all want fast results, but it might take a little time, especially with supplements. They're not drugs, so they're not getting rid of your symptoms. They're giving your body what it needs to do its job. Just like she mentioned, Jennifer, collagen, it took a couple months to notice the effects. Well, collagen's a peptide, and peptides are pretty popular right now. And peptides always work better when you're eating a better diet and taking care of yourself. And so they're little messengers, like the collagen, that's going to help with your skin elasticity and those fine lines and wrinkles. But it's going to take some time. And so you just notice little changes over time.
Yep. And so check it out, Fortify Rejuvenate at fortify.com. And a couple of quick health hacks for New Year's resolutions. Weight management is so crucial. So take the time, eat less food, exercise more, take some weight off, and then simple omega-3 supplement, re-estified triglyceride form to lower inflammation in the body. Dr. Summerton, you got 10 seconds to tell everybody goodbye.
Have everybody a healthy day. Start thinking about those New Year's goals and take care. God bless.
All right. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening to this episode of Ask the Doctor. I'm Dr. Michael Lange, helping keep America fit and healthy. With that, I'm out of here. God bless you and God bless America.